Okay, guys, hope you're doing well and that you're having a good week with all this digital learning that's going on. I hope that your teachers have been able to communicate information out to you and there weren't a whole lot of glitches. As we move forward through this, I know it's going to get easier for teachers and for you guys, and I hope that moves pretty quickly. Adobe has, I know you may or may not know this, Adobe has agreed to let students have access to the entire Adobe Creative Suite, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, among others. And the county has also agreed to allow this to happen. They're in the process of working out the technical details of it, so that you guys can get access. But it may take a little bit a little bit of time because the techs are working on not just stuff for graphics, but for a lot of core courses and teachers being able to get information out to you. So that's a priority first, and hopefully they'll be able to get the Adobe issue resolved too. So at some point during this whole teleschool period, that you'll be able to end up actually using Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I have an online alternative that I think is going to work out pretty well for us. It's not as it's not as robust as Adobe Illustrator is, and you can't do a lot of things that you can do in Adobe Illustrator, but it does give you the tools to create layouts and create designs. So I want to show it to you now, and I want to introduce you to it and show you how it works. So I'm going to go. The name of the website is Canva. So I'm going to go up here and type in canva.com. Okay, so this is the home page for Canva. Now, in order to be able to go in and do some designs, it's a good idea for you to go ahead and sign up and create an account. So when you do that, you just sign up here, and then sign up with an email. You can do that, and then type in your name, an email address, and create a password, and then get started. It's free. Once you hit get started, it's free. It's going to give you the option to sign in as a teacher or a student. There's some other choices, but I want you guys to go ahead and sign in as a student once you do that. All right. I've already created an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. I've created an account as a student. So what you're going to see on my screen is what you should end up seeing on your screen. So I've got a Gmail account. I'm using my Gmail account for this. I have my password here, and then I'm going to click login. Okay, so then as soon as I go in, when you first log in, it's going to give you the option to pick one of these templates. Canva is really created for people that don't have the graphic skills and want to create nice flyers for their boss or their company or their whatever it is. So it gives you lots of templates to use. We're not going to be using templates. We're going to be creating our designs from scratch. But just to kind of show you around here, if you click on one of these, if you click on poster, it's going to give you access to a whole bunch of different poster ideas. Oh, look, we have coronavirus posters, climate change posters, we have event posters, all different kinds of posters that we can use. Now, if I were to click on one of these, let's click on the old Climate Justice Now poster. Okay, as soon as I click on this, then that poster automatically comes on in my work area, in my document page. And if you know, as I hover over this now, all these elements are editable. I can go in, I can move this around, go back. Now, some of the key commands also work the same as they do in Illustrator. So if I move this around and then I want to move it back, Command Z will undo it. Same thing here. If I move this, Command Z will undo it. If I enlarge it, Command Z will undo it. So I've got those key commands that I can use in here as well. So this is a graphic that's being used here. It looks like it's a vector image. We also have the live text here, which means I can double click inside the text and I get that cursor, which means now I can go in and select all, and now the text is editable. I can go in and change the size of the text to anything I want it to be. All right. And if I can just go, if I don't see a size, if I don't see a size there, then I can just go in and type the size myself. Let's try 55 points. Okay. Or I can use the numbers they have here. And I think it goes up to 144. Okay, and so we can go larger. I think it was larger than that. So let's try 200. 200. Yeah. Okay. So I can also change the color of the text. Now, these colors here are the colors that are used in the design. So I can go in and choose any of these that I want. Okay, this is the color of the background. That's not going to show, obviously. So I go here. And there's other colors that are used in this photo here that you can use as well. But we're not going to, and then we have the default color tablets here that are here as well. Okay, but we're not going to be using templates, so don't worry about that. So what else do we have? We have, like I said, we have templates here. We have photos. Now, you do have access to some photos that are available for you to use. A lot of them are photos that you have to pay for. But let's see. Let's go ahead and actually, let's go back to home. And let's create a new design. So I'm going to go create design, which means now I get to put in my own dimensions. So I'm going to type in my dimensions, and let's do a poster. Now you notice right off the bat it says pixels. The size is in pixels. First thing I want to do is I want to change this to inches. So now I'll go in and put 11 by 17, which is a poster size that we use a lot. So we'll hit create design. Okay, so now I have my blank document that I'm going to go and add my graphics to, okay? And I also have some other templates here that I can choose from, but we're not going to do that. So we have our templates. If we go to photos, there are photos that we can use that are free to use. Let's go and pick one. Let's see. Let's go with, this one's cool. Let's pick this one. Okay. Okay, now, I just noticed that it's got the watermark on it, which means if you want to use it, you have to pay for it. So if I click here on watermark, then it's saying, hey, you can use this image for $1. Okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to pay for anything. So I'm going to delete this photo. Let's go back to another one. Let's see if there's another one that's free to use. Let's go back and go here. Okay, so this one does not have the watermark on it, which means it's free to use. So now I'm going to resize it, and I'm just going to click a corner point and enlarge it. Now the nice thing about this is that you don't have to hold the shift key down to enlarge it proportionally. They already force you to enlarge it proportionally. So I'm going to keep enlarging it until it fills up my document space. And let's open this up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to go just overlap it just a little bit right about there. And I'm going to move the picture, say, right about here. But you notice that, and I'm going to use the arrow keys to move it down. Now you notice that the picture, the size of the picture is still its original size. The next thing you want to do, if you're using a photograph, is you want to crop it. So you want to use these little handlebars here and bring this down, then bring this up, and then bring this over to the right here to the edge of the document, and same thing here, take this and crop it. If you're going to use the image full size. If you're not going to use the image full size, then you can go in and crop it even more. You can go and say crop it here, or here, and here, and maybe we'll use it and we'll make it a little bit smaller, maybe use it for something else, use it in our document somehow that we're going to use it, whatever. Okay, but that's being able, and this will work with photos that you use from Canva. It will also work with photos that you import into Canva. I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment too. All right, but we're not going to use this. We're going to go ahead and go down to elements. Now these are drawing elements. They're vector elements that you can use in your design. You can go to, these are feature ones, there's grids, there's shapes you can use. Shapes is probably one you're going to use a lot. We're not going to use animations in our designs. There's some charts or gradients, other stuff that you can use as well. All right. There's also some images that are kind of not really great, so I wouldn't use these. Don't use any of these in your design. I don't think they're really that good to use. Like I said, they're good for people who don't know anything about design and want to go ahead and put some cute graphics in their design. But we are beyond this. We're not going to use these. So I'm going to go back up to shapes. and I want to click on See All Shapes. Now, I've got basic geometric shapes here, triangles, squares, circles. I also have ones that have borders around it. Okay, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. So I'm just going to choose, let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and choose a square for right now, and it shows up here. So now, when I click on it, I can resize it as I need it. I can make it smaller. I can also go up and change the color. So I'll click right up here. And right now, the only two colors in my document are this gray and the whites, but I can choose from other different colors if I want to use them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose, we'll choose this red. We'll take this, let's make it a little bit larger. Let's put this up here. Let's see, let's go and put this here. Now let's go back to our shapes, and let's choose a circle. All right, and I want to change this one to, say, let's go with some basic colors. Let's go with blue. Maybe put this over here, and then let's go and choose another shape. Let's go with the triangle, and I want to make this one, let's go with yellow. All right, so let's move this one. Let's move this one down here. All right, so let's go ahead and put some text in. Take my text tool here, click on it. Now, as soon as I do that, it gives me these font combinations that I can use. Okay, if you want to use more than one font and you like the way some of these work, you can kind of choose this, and it'll let you go ahead and use those fonts in a design. But we're going to choose our own font, so I'm going to go up top to headline. Okay, and I'm going to type in Springs High School. Let's put presents. I'm not sure if we did presents or not, but I'm going to put presents in. Okay, so I've got my text block that I can move around. Okay, now if you take a look up here, right now I can tell that the text is centered in the text block. Let's move this. I can tell that the text is centered in the text block because right here it's showing me that it's centered. If I click on this again, it's going to align it on the left. If I click again, it'll center it. If I click, it'll force justify, and then it'll align it on the right. I still want my text aligned on the left, so I'm going to click until I see the align left button. Then I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this right up a little bit, and right about there. Now I want to make this text a little bit smaller because I want it to stay into the red block. So I'll go here, I'll click inside and hit Command A, and I want to make it a little bit smaller. It's 31.5. I'm going to make it 32. Oh, because I want to make it smaller. Duh. All right, let's go with 28. All right, maybe that'll do. Let's open this up. Okay, good. That'll work the way I want. So I've got North Springs High School Presents. Now I can go back and put add a heading, but I'm just going to take this text since I already have it. And I can, like I said, if I want, I can change the font. If I double click and then go Command All, I can choose from all these different fonts that are already in the system. Okay, I'm going to go with the one I have for right now. Let me see. Maybe I'll do that one. Okay. Let's see how that looks. All right, that's not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy this and paste it. So now I have two. So I'm going to move this one down. Now, as you notice, as I move this around, if I move it over here, I should get these smart guides that are showing me to line it up. So I'm going to line it up right here, double click inside, and then I'm going to go AP Student Art Show. Select all. I want to make the size larger, so I'll go here and let's see, what does 144 look like? Oh, too big. Let's go with, let's try 120. Okay, that'll work. Now I want to close up some of the leading, the space between the lines of text. So again, click inside, Command A, hit spacing. Now it will let me adjust the tracking, which is the space between the letters. And it will also let me adjust the leading. They're calling it line height, but it's leading. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit and close up some of this space. Okay, right about there. Okay, deselect. Okay, so now I've got my spacing where I want it to be here. Okay, so now I'm going to take another text block, copy and paste it. I'm going to move this down to right about here. And this time, since it's hard to see, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to move this text over the blue. And I want to align it on the right side this time. Okay. And then I'll keep that there. So I'm going to double click inside, select all the text, and I'm going to type in, if you remember, it was Champlain Gallery. And beneath that, we'll put light refreshments. Okay. Closes up because your text block doesn't need to be that large. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't put the dates in yet. So let's move this down here. Actually, you know what? We're going to move this here. Then we're going to change the color of the text to, we'll change it to blue. Yeah, and then we'll center it. Okay. And then we'll take another text block, bring this down, align it to the right, and then double click, and the date was March 6th, 2020. Let's select all, and let's put up the size a little bit, because remember, the date is the second most important information on this poster. Let's try 56. Okay, let's move that there. So we'll take this, close up the text block, move that there. Let's move it up a little bit. Okay, and then we have Champlain Gallery. This could be a little bit bigger, I think. Let's go with, oops. Let's go with 36. Yeah. Okay, and then move this here and line it up with the guidelines. Okay, so now I've got a poster, a simple poster that I just did. I don't want to take a whole lot of time, but I wanted to show you how some of the elements work in here. Very, very similar to Adobe Illustrator, where we have our drawing tools. Now, there is not a pen tool in here, so we've got to make do with the shapes that we have here. But it should be enough for you guys to be able to create some designs. Now, you also have options of different backgrounds to use. Okay, let's pick on one. Let's go here. Okay, so now with the white areas, I've kind of got this little background area here. We can go and click on this, and that'll put a background in. So we can use these if we want, but I don't want using them for everything. But so we can go and use something like this. I also want to show you how to import a photograph if you want to use one. Now, I do have a resource for you to be able to create to download photographs if you want to use them in your design that are legal and free to use. So I'm going to go quickly on Safari. I'm going to leave this screen up, and I'm going to go to a website called unsplash.com. Okay, it has royalty-free images for you to use. Okay, which means you're allowed to use them. They are high-quality image, and you can use them for any project. So, like I said, we're not going to use this for everything, but for some things, if you find a background or a photograph that you want to use, that's fine. So I'm going to go, in this case, I'm going to go to Textures and Patterns, and I'm going to see what's here. Scroll down. This one's kind of cool. This one's kind of cool. Let's go with let's go with this one up here. Yeah, let's go with this one here. All right, so I click on that. Now, if you notice up in the upper right-hand corner, it says download free. So click on download free. It'll download. Okay. Okay, so now I can close this out. And in my downloads, I've got the picture here. I'm going to take this picture. I'm going to move, I can keep it in downloads. I'm going to move it up here so I can easy access to it. So I've got the photograph. So now I go to my uploads. There's nothing in here right now, but I can take this photo and I can drag it into this window right here, and it'll upload the photo to Canva in my account. So now, so I don't know if this will work or not. If I take this and I drag it over here, okay, so it didn't. So now I can just take this and enlarge it. I probably should have done this first if I wanted this to be my background. But anyway, I can take this, and now again, you want to resize it to make it fit. Okay. And come up, and that'll go and change it. Let's leave it like this for now. I don't know if it gives me the option to move it to the back. I don't see it here. Let's see, adjust. Nope. Effects. You can also apply some effects to your photographs. There's some filters that you can use as well. I can crop it. Okay, we already did. All right, we already did crop it. I don't see an option to move it to the back. So, oh, wait a minute. What's this? Position. Oh, there it is. Move it to the back. Okay, all right, good. So it does have the option to move it to the front and to the back. So now I've got my photograph in there. I put it in there. I've got my textured background, and I've got my poster. So then, when you're finished with your design, you're happy with it, you're going to submit it to me. Go up here to this download button. Hit download. It'll give you the option of what type of file you want to save it as. So then we go, let's go to PDF print. And then hit download. Don't worry about crop marks and bleeds, because right now there are no, we're not going to worry about crop marks or bleeds. Just submit it the way it is. So if we were sending it to a printer, we would include the crop marks and bleeds, but we're not going to, so don't worry about it. Hit download. And then it's preparing. And then save file. Okay, so it should have saved it to my downloads folder. Go to my downloads. Okay, and here it is. Let's make sure that it opens and looks right. Okay, open it up. Okay, and then let's see. Command 0. View. Should be a fit in. All right, let's zoom out. Oh, let's try full screen. Let's look at that. Okay, so we've got our 11 by 17 poster. All our graphic elements are here that we created in Canva. We downloaded a photograph and used it. You have that option to do if you want. So this is what I want you to use as our program that we're going to be using for now to be able to create some designs. The work I'm going to give you is going to be relatively simple for you to do. Okay, things that you can do in Canva, I will go and try them first in Canva to make sure that that you can do them, and then I will let you have at it. I'll post the assignments in Edmodo, and then have you submit them in Edmodo as PDFs. So this is Canva. If you have any other questions about Canva, send me an email, shoot me a text. I'm going to make available in an email out to you guys my phone number. I know some of you guys have it already, but I will make my email and my phone number available to you guys in case you guys have questions or you're doing this. But the first thing I would do is go into Canva, create your account, and then play around with it, and work with the tools, work with some of the shapes and the elements and stuff like that, so you start to get comfortable with it, and then I will give you your assignment. Okay, so that's Canva.